Nearly forgot to record in the excitement of everything. Thanks, Carol.
Right. So I think we're just waiting for the presentation to come back up.
Here we go. Is that up?
Yeah, brilliant. We
Perfect.
will be using Slido to make this session interactive. So you can join slido.com or you can scan the QR code here. Enter the code, which is hashtag 2700520.
Thank you. And if although hosts can just keep an eye on the waiting rooms, there's still people coming in, which is wonderful. So just to introduce ourselves, Carol, if you'd like to introduce yourself first.
Yes, I'm Carol Lindsay. I support a lot of the iTech centres and the higher level beauty and all the other higher level qualifications within VTCT Skills Group. I work nationally across the UK, Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland.
Thank
Hi,
you.
I'm Nikki Evans. I am Key Account Manager for Wales and Northern Ireland.
And I'm Key Account Manager for London and Essex. And I am in the hot seat with all of the screen sharing, etc. today. So please just bear with me if there's any pauses. It's just because I'm going in between screens. So we wanted to make today's session as interactive as possible for you. So what we would like you to do is join something called Slido, which means that you can answer any polls or questions that come up throughout the session, and I will share the results on the screen. So you can either scan the QR code or you can go to slido.com and enter the code, and it will come up on the screen again when we actually get to the stage of using Slido. So please don't worry if you can't get onto it now, it will reappear, and obviously we have people that come in slightly late that will still be able to interact as well.
Hey, sorry, there is somebody that's just popped in. Is there any way you can increase your sound as I can't hear you without struggling? Is that everybody or is that just the odd few?
We're struggling to hear, but it might be our end because I know, Katie, we had problems with our last meeting, but
we did. I can get really close to the screen so that you're all zoomed in on my forehead if it makes it easier. Does that sound okay?
It's a little better. Yes, thank you, Katie. But as I say, I think it's more our end.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
So what we'd like to do is just start off by going through the agenda for today. We've done the introductions and now we're going on to the mission and purpose of the VTCT Beauty Collective. We'll be covering off introducing our new brand. Our theme today is exploring Black skin, the education, care and representation in the beauty industry. We have a wonderful guest speaker, Savina, who will be introducing herself later on. And she's going to be talking about bridging the gap between student experience and industry experience based on variations of skin tones. We then have our wonderful Sonia Robinson from VTCT Skills, and she's going to be introducing our new online CPD resources for Black skin care and treatment. We're then going to have a question and answer session, and any feedback we will go through. Thank you, Kate.
Thank you. So as you probably know, because you've signed up to join us today, and as Carol said, thank you so much for joining us. We're really excited about launching the Beauty Collective. Some of you may have attended our empowering collectives that I think are now in their 3rd year. So it was time to have something for beauty as well. So want to create is a community. We want to make sure it's as interactive as possible. We want your ideas, we want your feedback. If any of you want to volunteer to do an online demo in the future, that would also be wonderful. Just let us know. So this has been designed for those that are teaching and are VTCT centres predominantly within the beauty and the non-medical aesthetics sector. Our mission is to foster a space where we share our insights and skills about issues, and hopefully we empower you all. Together, we hope that we will elevate beauty education and also give you some really important CPD, because we know how hard it is to sometimes reach that as well. So welcome.
So we've got some planned topics for our forthcoming collectives online. We've got black skin, we've got competition, skincare treatment, sustainability, advanced treatments, employability skills, work experience support, facial electrics, epilation electrolysis, IPL laser, treating clients with cancer, and career opportunities. And obviously, if there's any more topics that you'd like us to cover, then we would love to have some input from you all as well.
Absolutely. And we have pre-booked for one per month, and there are a couple of months where we've also put 2 in because we had so many ideas we couldn't fit them all in over the academic year. So hopefully you can join us at some of those as well. Right, now this is where you need to just bear with me because we are going to move over to our Slido and just have a bit of a practice with it for this first one. So let me just initiate that. So, someone's already said hi. Thank you for showing me that it's working. That's fantastic. So what I would like you to do is hopefully you're in it already. And I just wanted to put a general question out there just so that you can have a go at it and we can see how it works with this amount of people because there are a lot of people on the call. So what I would like you to tell me is what has inspired you to join us today? Hopefully it's going to appear on the screen. Perfect, it's working.
Please.
Yes, so can you see it at the bottom of the screen there, or is
It's sort
because
of
I've got
covered by the little bar.
it is, isn't it?
I think it's 2700520.
Perfect.
Thank you, Carol. So we've got interested, opportunity to network with others. Absolutely, that's a really important one. Learning from other industry professionals, collaboration with others, interested in developing Coil's hair type course as part of our curriculum. That's great. Collaboration. Oh, wonderful. I've joined with my level 4 laser and IPL learners today. Hello, students. Welcome. Developments, topics, networking is coming up a lot here, advice from other beauty professionals, updates, learning, future development, networking, keeping up to date. Beauty is new to the business, nice to collaborate with others for sure. Gain insights to keep updated, developments, just back from maternity and getting back into my teachings. Yes, absolutely, that's great.
Congratulations.
Yeah, definitely. Change of career, wonderful. I think the key word in that is definitely networking, collaboration, and accepted with 100% the purpose of what we want these sessions to be about. That's brilliant. Thank you. So let me just flip back to the presentation. Thank you for bearing with me. So some of you might have noticed we have changed our colour scheme as the thing that's really standing out today. And this is because we have actually relaunched our brand. So some of you that potentially have been with VTCT a while might have followed our story of acquiring, for example, iTech and then Skills First and Skills for Logistics. And VTCT had sort of ended up having these 4 separate brands. So what we've done is we've relaunched, pulling all of our brands together. So we've got our purpose, which is transforming lives through skills, and our mission, which is to set a new standard for technical and vocational skills worldwide, because we're not just in the UK, we are worldwide as well. What we do, as many of you know, because some of you may have been working with us for a long time, some of you might be totally new to who we are. So we provide Ofqual regulated qualifications mapped to the National Occupational Standards. So our qualifications are regulated and they are recognised. We also offer apprenticeships and endpoint assessments across a huge range of sectors. And what we were finding with VTCT as a brand, often people would know us as hair and beauty, but we have become much more than that. So we will show you just all of the other sectors that we cover as well. We've also got other services such as enhancing your business and industry skills and our CPD and course endorsement as well.
As I say,
Carol,
it's
if
really,
you just...
sorry, it's really
No, it's fine.
exciting. And as I say, bring everything together under VTCT skills. Some of the sectors we have: accounting and finance, beauty aesthetics, logistics, beauty therapy, business, clinical aesthetics, your complementary therapy, early years. We do ESOL, functional skills, hairdressing, health and social care. We have Welsh qualifications, training, assessment, sports and fitness, recruitment. So as you can see, we have a plethora of different sectors within the VTCT skills group. So it's great to see it all come together.
Okay, so working with us. So we are dedicated to empowering individuals and businesses through quality education and training. And this is what you get from us. You get your expertise and innovation, comprehensive support, global reach, local impact, commitment to quality, and collaborative partnerships. So, you've got key account managers that look after centres across the UK. You got partnerships with all the communities, collaboration. You've got your EQAs that support you through your journey from start to finish.
Thank you. So moving on to the exciting, as we mentioned earlier, we're aiming to have different themes each month, and our theme for November is black skin. We've got this beautiful image here just to kick us off with. I love this one. So when we were planning, we spent a lot of time talking to our centres about where are the gaps, and Sonia's covered it a bit more later on with what's actually done on behalf of VTCT and for VTCT centres with the CPD. But we've had a lot of conversations lately, not just with centres, but there's been in the news, and I just pulled together some recent headlines are quite shocking for 2024. For example, there's so much, consumer interest out there, and a little bit on that. There's gaps in the market where people with black skin can't find a foundation that actually matches their skin colour. There's use of the word here, neglect of darker skin tones in the beauty world. And something else Safina's going to be talking about is the quote along the bottom there, which was another headline: undertones of unconscious bias within the beauty industry, and how this can be tackled in the classroom so that everyone was welcome in the treatment. That's what we're going to focus on today. So, little Slido question for you. I just need to get it fired up again. So if you go onto your Slido, just going to put the next poll up. Hopefully you've got smiley faces and sad faces along the bottom. I'm just going to share that with you. We are interested to know, how confident are you treating or teaching Fitzpatrick skin types 4 to 6? And be honest, because this is totally anonymous. It's really good to see that the smiley face is at the highest at the moment. Just waiting for it to stop moving. Yeah, and that's probably what we expected, that people could probably treat the skin but would they actually be confident in teaching it? Would they actually be using the right products and avoiding certain treatments that can actually cause damage to this skin type? So it's really good to see that that's in the middle and that we're not all the crying face at the bottom. So that's really fantastic. And I've got another go straight into here. When working as a therapist, have you ever had to turn a client away due to lack of experience or products to treat black skin? And the reason I put this in, I was at a college a few weeks ago that we were focusing on textured hair, and we had conversations there when people were saying that actually they had been in a situation where the salon failed to accommodate textured hair, and rather than recommending they come back once they got some products in for them and doing a bit of CPD themselves, there were occasions where they would take the client out onto the pavement and point to the salon that was actually the experts. And this is something we need to come away from. Every client should be able to enter a salon and be treated. So that's looking really good. We have got some yeses there. We've got 26%. No is at 74. So that's quite positive. Okay, so I'm just going to move back to the presentation. And I've got so many toolbars along the top here. Here we go. So with that in mind that we've just looked at, thank you for contributing to those polls. It's an absolute honour to introduce our first guest speaker, Zafina. And Zafina is at one of the centres that I look after. She has her own centre, Sitting Pretty. And I went to visit her 6 to 9 months ago, and we had some really good conversations about treating black skin, and we were particularly focused on skin peeling and kneading during the conversations. So I've invited her to come on today. She's got a wealth of experience. She's going to talk about bridging the gap between student experience and industry experience based on variations in skin tones. So Zafina, over to you. Just let me know when you want me to move forward in the presentation.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you very much. First and foremost, thank you for coming down to visit us, because that was the start of something great. So I do appreciate being asked to come and talk.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So we're going to talk just a little very segment about me, and it's really important that I discuss that, because a lot of people don't know who I am, what I'm about, and I'm a human being, working class mum, loads happening, and that will filter into what we're going to speak about, how we maneuver along in terms of how we bridge the gap between black skins, education. Thank you. So I'm a mum of 3 boys, a wife, an IQA, an EQA, teacher assessor, currently recovering from cancer. I'm an entrepreneur. I run a hair and beauty centre, as Kate already mentioned. I'm an author to a book that I wrote called A Guide to Running a Beauty Training School, which you can get on Amazon. Quick plug there. Industry experience, over 25 years, qualified to a level 5 in beauty, including aesthetics, BA honours in marketing, and I'm currently doing my MBA in health and social care. Originally, that was my background. I came from a health social worker background, and I was a foster carer as well. And then I felt like I wanted to filter into beauty. Next, Kate. So just like Kate on her previous slide, I had a look at some industry statistics, because this is really important. I looked at something called the Black Pound Report, and this was in 2022, which was a study of multi-ethnic consumers. So UK beauty industry misses on 2.7 billion per year by failing to cater to multi-ethnic customers. So this just goes to demonstrate how big the industry is and how much money there is to make. The UK beauty industry is missing out on 2.7 billion per year by failing to cater to multi-ethnic customers. which looks at the spending power, untapped potential, and profitability of the UK's Black, Asian, and multi-ethnic consumer base. Next, please, Kate. The Black Pound report, again, Afro-Caribbean women are reported to spend 6 times more than any other ethnicities on beauty and hair services. So when we see things, statistics like, you know, Black skin, Black people are missed out on, you know, products. They can't find products to suit their skin. They may be having treatments that weren't beneficial for them. You know, it's really quite sad to hear that this is still happening in this day and age. We're so far ahead, I think. So the best way forward is to pass the knowledge on, and this is why we're here today, and this is why we've come together to bridge that gap so we can raise awareness. Next, Kate. So I've looked at it from 2 different perspectives here, because even though I've got a plethora of qualifications, I'm still always a student. I'm always still studying. And, you know, any great centre, any great assessor would continue to do that. So as a student, what I found personally, and this is, we're going back years, I think when microblading first came out, I went to North to do this, and I had 2 models that came with me for the assessment. Unfortunately, I did the assessment, but I couldn't do it to the full capacity because the teacher there was unable to facilitate me because she didn't have the pigment to match the models that I had, unfortunately. So we did it, and this is something that we find all the time, and I find that when I'm studying, this is something that I find goes really under the radar, and that's just because it's not in the criteria with any of the awarded organisations. So it's almost like it doesn't get mentioned, it doesn't get highlighted, and you're actually not getting the full potential of what you should as a student, because we're in such a diverse, UK is so diverse, there's so much happening and going on. And even on the other perspective as a teacher, again, you're expected to follow the criteria, which is what we do. But even with my students, I always integrate different types of skin tones. So they'll work on white skin tones, they'll work on Asian, they'll work on Black skin tones, because this helps to build confidence in our learners, basically. So even though it's not there, it's really imperative that we don't be kind of naive to the fact and literally just go forward and don't give them a full perspective of what the industry is like, because this qualification that we're giving our learners is a real working experience. We are getting them industry ready. So if we are getting them industry ready and we put in our students out there to be industry ready, and they don't know how to work, just like the polls were suggesting, you know, they're turning away Black skins, we're going to have an issue. So what happens in between, sorry, something's blocking here. What's happening between once the student is qualified? So next for me, Kate. So some students leave. This may be something you might have counted. Some students leave not knowing how to work on certain skin types, for example, Black skin. This is a really common factor, and that's just because it doesn't sit anywhere in the criteria. So if you're not someone who is from that kind of background and has that knowledge, it's very difficult for you to then pass that knowledge on to your students, which means your students primarily are leaving only knowing how to work on one Fitzpatrick, you know, up to maybe Fitzpatrick 3, but what happens to the 4 to 6 Fitzpatrick? Qualified therapists cannot corner the market, lacking confidence in other skin tones. So, you know, some of these qualifications are really expensive depending on what you're doing. We want the students to have as much, to facilitate as much as they can from that qualification so they can generate their income once they're finished gaining their qualification. If we're only teaching them a very, you know, slight corner of the market, they're missing all this. If we go back to the Black Pound, they're missing all this potential money that can be made, turning away potential business. Again, like Kate said, and I've seen it many a times where someone will come into a facility or I've gone to somewhere actually and been told to go across the road because they do that. They don't say we don't deal with black skin. They just say, no, across the road, they're more specialized. They deal in that, which you're left feeling, okay, why can't you do it? Aren't you not a therapist? May find it difficult to find recognised training that deals with black skin. This is another issue, and this is why I'm really excited for the Beauty Collective. And Sonia, who'll be coming up after me, has some really exciting things she wants to talk about CPD, because I really struggle to find qualifications, not just people that are jumping up on social media saying, oh, we do these qualifications, but what does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. But real legitimized qualifications with real knowledge, real info that you can gain insight to these types of issues that we're actually coming across. Using correct products cause the client to have adverse effects. This is something that happens a lot. It's one of my big issues that I have at the moment. Skin pills. I've got a assessor that's with me at the moment, Norma, whose wealth of knowledge. She specializes in skin peels, and we see a lot of issues. So I'm just going to quickly pass you over to Norma. Norma, you got a couple of minutes just to home in on skin peels, because this is something I was saying to Kate when we had the conversation that we need to do something. I trained with Environ back in the day, who I love. I love Environ. I love their products. I love their center, everything about them. But even in that training, there was no notion about working on different skin types. And black skins react differently to Caucasian skin. It is not the same. And we've seen a lot of damage happening with skin. So Norma's just going to have a quick bite sight on that.
Yeah, my name is Norma Ellis. I've been in the beauty business, one of the very first Black beauty therapists, trained 45 years ago. And I've worked right across the border in America, in England, and also on black skin and white skin. And one of the things that we do find is that we don't really have enough education within the learning sector for black skin with the products. And also in your beauty books, there's just a tiny little thing about black skin. There's nothing, and we end up having to really have separate lessons just to go through those Fitzpatrick with our students and making sure that they leave with the education that they really need. And so it's right across the border from professional products, shelves, products on the shelves. It doesn't really matter. We are neglected in many ways, and we are having to keep trying different things, and they don't really work for us because really and truly, as much as we internally operate the same way and the skin structure, our skin varies just a little bit. And this is the issue that they don't realize as a therapist how different our skin react, and they don't have the experience. And that's why there is that fear about using working with our skin types.
Next, please, Kate. Next slide. So autonomy. So even though you follow the criteria embedded your own industry experience, so this comes back to teaching capability. So even though it's not in the criteria at the moment, which is hopefully that will change. Yeah, this will change. This is what we're working towards, and this is what this Beauty Collective is about. So researching, finding information, looking for it is not good enough. Just like we say to the students, what we teach you here is just the basic foundation. You need to go out, practice, so that you can build your confidence. And it's the same thing as when we're teaching. Go out, see what's happening, see what works, ask other therapists that you may know, pop in, this platform here is a really good platform for networking that they were saying earlier before. So if you're ever like, I'm not sure how I can go about this, I'm not sure what to use for black skin, we're always searching and looking for stuff that works for black skin so we can get the best benefits out of the products that we've got. Contact your awarded organisation. If they don't know, how can they fix the problem? So this, again, we've spoken to Kate. They heard, they listened, they said, go forth, let's multiply and let's get this done. And this is why we're here today. Next, Kate. So how certain products been tried and tested on black skin, what does that look like? Be critical. What do contra actions look like for someone with Fitzpatrick, 6, shadow therapy? So these are the questions that we always get, and even when we're training and we're using products on clients, I have to do that extra bit more to make sure that this, if we have a black client, there's the same way we would do products that work for mature skin, that worked for you know, oily skin, dry skin, the same would work for different skin tones. Black skin don't age in the same way white skins do. So even in terms of your aftercare advice, is that across the board, or is that tailor-made to suit that person's skin tone, for example? Contra actions in the book, in some of the books, the beauty books, very, very small, tiny section that talks about black skin, nothing vast at all. You're having to search quite wide and far to find something that's real and extensive and matters. Shadow therapists, if allowed to see real-time experience. Norma is not just an assessor, but she's a therapist, and a very, very good therapist, specializes on black skin, inside and wealth of knowledge. If I ever need to know anything, I'm lucky enough to go to Norma. But what happens if you don't have that in your surroundings? Who do you go to? Where do you go to? And again, this is why we're always going to come back to this beauty collective, where everyone can have a general networking pot where they can kind of reach out and touch each other and say, could you help with that? I'm always open to for anyone to contact me and say, look, I don't know what that is. What does this mean? What does that do? How can we help? And this is why we're here. Next, Kate. So how can we bridge the gap? So the collective meetings, again, this is the start of something beautiful. I think Sonia's going to talk about offering, you know, CPD courses that they're putting into place. Using models with different skin tones. So even though it's not in a criteria at the moment, start getting your students to use models that have different skin tones, so they get a feel of what's happening. We're meant to be getting them industry ready. These kinds of things are really important. Aligning suitable products with skin tones. Make it mandatory for all therapists to learn about black skin as part of the criteria. This is where we should be actually moving towards, where you don't have the option. This is something you have to jump on board, and this will eliminate the percentage that we have people that are turning away businesses. Take part in qualification focus groups. Next, please, Kate. So I think we're doing questions maybe at the end, and I think we'll have
We
one more.
can, yeah, unless anyone's got any specific questions.
Unless anyone's got anything
now.
specific. I'm not a world of knowledge or wealth. I know a bit, but you know, so you can throw some stuff at me. I will help if I can.
So if you've got a question, you can pop it in the chat and then I can read it out.
Yeah, I think Karen Goodman. Karen, have you got a question?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, go for
I'll
it,
just put my
Karen.
video on because I'll try and put my video on. Can you see now?
No, don't worry, it's fine. Thank you,
Okay.
though.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. You've
okay,
just appeared.
hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm actually on the call now from York College, and I totally agree with absolutely everything you're saying. Here at York College, we've got resources. Our teaching resources represent all skin types. Our marketing materials do. Our lessons, we talk about it. We actively getting in guest speakers with black skin, with all skin types, but we don't have the clients coming in the door. Even though we've tried to organise this, we've been very proactive in this. And sometimes what I think is really important is people not to assume it's not because we don't want to do it, it's not because we can't do it. It is physically because we're unable to do it, because we are not regularly getting those clients into practice. And if you were to ask me the question, would I send somebody somewhere else? Possibly I would, but that's not because we don't want to do it. It's because we would want that client to get the hairstyle that they wanted. And because we're not practicing these skills day in, day out, they may not be happy with it. So it's not because we're not wanting to do it. In fact, we've got a guest speaker coming in soon, Tina Shingler, who's on the One Show the other day to talk about her book, which is all about black hair. So we're really proactive, but I think it's assumed that we're not doing it because we don't want to do it or we can't do it, and that's not the case.
I 100% agree, and I do agree that the more further afield, so leaving London, the more further afield that you get, this does become an issue. I'm totally aware. I don't know quite yet. I haven't thought that far in how we would bridge it in that way, because obviously it's the demographics of where you
Yeah.
are that is preventing you from doing what you need to do. So that's something, you know, myself and probably Kate and the rest of the team will probably sit back and see how we,
Yeah, it'd be really good to work together to
yeah, because
look at that.
it is really imperative, and I can't stress enough how, I mean, I think I'm really fortunate because I have the capability of jumping between two, so I can work on black skins and I can work on white skins, and that's just because of the area that I'm in, so I'm able to infiltrate both sides, so I have the best of both worlds. But what do we do for people that is further afield that don't have that? So I am
Yeah.
aware of that situation.
Thank you so much, Safina. And I've got another
Aaron.
question in, sorry, yes. I've got another question in from Joy. Are there any resources already out there for Fitzpatrick 5 to 6 for laser and skin peeling? Are they suitable for our learners?
I haven't seen, the only thing that I saw the other day, which was a video, which actually I was quite impressed with, was Dermalogica did Melanin Rich. It's called Melanin Rich. I can send the link to Kate so Kate can forward that
Yeah.
on. It was quite lengthy, but it was really good because they did touch on the more higher level qualification, so peels, I think micro needling, and I think, if my memory serves me correct, they did a little tiny bit on laser, but they spoke all about the Fitzpatrick, black skin. They really went deep, which was really nice to see, and you get a qualification that's free at the end of it. That's really all I've kind of seen. I've been looking for other stuff, but it's so technical. There's so much information. It's something needs to happen where all that information is condensed, basically. in that.
That would be great if you can share the link, because that's what this is all about. If someone finds something that's going to benefit everybody else, let's share it. So we will do that as well.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Sophie, so what Sophie said. So Sophie said, I would encourage to speak to the product and supplier of your pills and lasers and see if they have any supportive information for all skin types, but it does just depend on the product ranges or devices you're using. Yeah. Claire, would you like to unmute so that you can ask your question?
Hello. Yes, I certainly can do. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Yes.
Yeah, perfectly.
Amazing. So I am, well, I've always been predominantly from the laser industry. And I think on the back of that conversation, there is such a long way to go still within the laser industry, like massively. I
Yeah.
think since I joined even back in 2018, the manufacturers just need such a kick up the backside. They're still promoting like the diode wavelengths to be suitable for all 6 skin types, and they're just not. So when
Yeah.
someone new, even me back in 2018, you get in this machine and you're listening to the manufacturers, and it's scary to think that you're then going out and promoting off the back of that, that, yeah, I can do all 6 skin types, when really you wouldn't even dream of touching a 5 or 6 on a diode. So I suppose the question then is, well, it's going to be more down, because I know our criteria within the VTCC level 4s and level 5s, it's down to us as the educators to make sure we're teaching our learners the difference in skin types. But then for me, for example, whilst I can teach it, we couldn't get the models in because my laser is then a diode laser in itself, or we call it a triple wavelength now. But the research that I've done on triple wavelength is that it's not a triple wavelength, it's more an extended diode. So again, I suppose it's like we've just had the conversation of, it's not that I'm not wanting to have those models in, but you become a bit stuck then, don't you, with the technology that you're actually using within your clinic and within your academy.
And with
Exactly.
laser, you have to be so careful, because I know so many black people that have been burnt by people that weren't educated properly on you know, like you're saying, using the correct machine, being effective, and the client has been burnt. Quite a few Black people that I know that's happened to. So it's really important that we try and again, but it is, yeah, we do have a long way to go, but we're starting now. So that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
amazing.
thank you for your input there. I think it's flagged that we know where these gaps are, don't we? It's just getting the bigger people within the industry to actually take action towards it as well. So thank you, Claire,
You're
for
welcome.
participating. So Zafina, thank you so much, and Norma as well. That
You're
was
welcome.
really, really informative. And thanks so much for your participation in it. I think it's going this whole thing is going to give us all a lot to think about, definitely, not just from an educator point of view, from a client-centered approach point of view, but for us at VTCT as well. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us, actually. Yeah, thank you.
Yes.
Great. Can I just add from Vienna, can I add certain diodes can be used on all skin types, but in specific modalities. So thank you, Vienna, for that.
And then I've just got Zina's contact details up on the screen there. So you will be sent this presentation, but if you want to take a photo or a shot of that, you can. And we've got a little link to her book there at the bottom as well, if you're interested. So thank you so much, Zafina and Norma.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to introduce our next guest speaker, and it is our very own VTCT Skills, Sonia Robinson.
Hi. Right. Good morning, everyone. I'm really
Bear
thrilled
with.
to bear with.
Yep. There we go. Screen to the other. Da-da, there we go.
So, good morning, everyone. I'm really thrilled. And when I use the word thrilled, it is an understatement to say thrilled, because this has been so long overdue. But as I said, I am really thrilled to embark on this journey with you, and would love to share how it all began. Let me take a moment to tell you the story of how we got started and what inspired us to reach these points of creating these new CPD videos. So, in May 2020, the brutal murder of George Floyd shook the world. Many organisations, communities and governments began to review policies, increasing awareness and implementing changes to address racial bias and inequalities. It was a time to enact real, sustainable and evidence change. Next slide, please, Kate. So how did we enact change? Equity, diversity, and inclusion. Next slide, please, Kate. So to tackle this challenge, VTCT Chief Executive Alan Woods implemented an EDI roadmap that the organisation would be accountable to. Our commitment to EDI came with accountability, allowing us to measure, monitor, and assess our progress. Next slide, please. So what did we do? As the leading awarding organisation in the hair and beauty sector, we took an independent review of our qualifications while recognising that we offer world-class qualifications fit for purpose. We identified a lack of Black hair and skincare content. We acknowledged that there was a need to see Black hair and skincare form part of the core curriculum of VTCT qualifications. So we established an EDI technical team made up of industry and educational experts from the hair and beauty sectors. This was to develop training resources for our educators, equipping them with the knowledge, skills, and confidence to effectively work with Afro textured hair and Black skin, promoting a more inclusive and diverse learning environment. So we undertook a portfolio refresh where we reviewed our VRQ qualifications in hairdressing, barbering, beauty therapy, complementary therapy sectors. The review of these qualifications was to ensure that the content was valid, up to date, and inclusive. We made changes to the unit content and examinations to ensure alignment with the national occupational standards and industry terminology. We updated the range statements in line with the industry changes. We modernised the use of language and revised an imagery and revised terminology to ensure consistency with the current EDI standards. Next slide, please. We've also developed 6 CPD videos on Afro textured hair. Next slide. These videos include hair classification, consultation, shampoo and treatments, and a range of styling techniques. The videos cover the knowledge and skills related to teaching the fundamentals of working with Afro textured hair. And the aims of these videos are to enable everyone to have the tools to work with Afro textured hair and champion equality within the industry. Next slide, please. So I'm delighted to showcase a collection of CPD videos on the black Afro textured hair. We've got the sound, Kate.
The sound not playing your end?
No, can anybody hear the sound? Can we all hear the sound or?
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Bear with. Let me just see if share sound, optimize video sharing. Let's try again. Did the sound work that time?
It did, thank
It
you.
did. It did. Yeah,
Yay, good.
perfect. So what's new? We are delighted to showcase a collection of CPD videos on black skincare. Next slide, please, Kate. I'd like to show you a poem exclusively created for this collection of CPD videos on black skin. Black skin, rich in melanin, the colour to begin, a beauty consisting of dark-hued complexions, full of earth tones and pigmented protection. A scope of shades, a canvas of wonder, a painting of vibrant and mellow tones enhancing what is under. Black skin, the beauty that shines and sings, a treasure valued greatly outside and within. Thank you, Kate. Okay, so the new CPD content contains the introduction to black skin conditions, facial treatment, male grooming. Next slide, please, Kate. And a range of makeup techniques. The aims of these videos are to promote the beauty of Black skincare with tailored treatments designed to enhance, nourish, and celebrate its unique qualities, empowering the sector through cultural intelligent skincare. Next slide, please, Kate. We also have created a video interview with educational and industry experts to provide insights on the best choices, essential skincare practices, recommended products, and common mistakes to avoid, all tailored to the unique needs of Black skincare. Next slide, please, Kate. We have a brief preview highlighting some of the techniques presented in the current videos. After extensive research and feedback from our customers and learners, BTCT have produced a series of online videos on Black skincare and makeup. These videos include consultation, skin disorders, male grooming, and a range of makeup techniques. And we also have interviews with educational and industry experts. With these tools, you will gain knowledge and understanding on Black skincare and makeup so you can expand. Right, I think that's, I don't know, Kate, if we can play that again because it seems a bit distorted. Is there any possibility?
Yeah.
You could just go through that?
If everybody can just check that they are muted, because it could be that someone is unmuted and that's just interfering a little bit. So would you like me to play it again, Sonia?
Please, Kate. After extensive research and feedback from our customers and learners, BTCT have produced a series of online videos on Black skincare and makeup. These videos include consultation, skin disorders, male grooming, and a range of makeup techniques. And we also have interviews with educational and industry experts. With these tools, you will gain knowledge and understanding on Black skincare and makeup so you can expand upon your knowledge and skills. Thank you, Kate. So we are to be the first awarding organisation to ensure our qualifications embrace all skin and hair types, providing educators and learning establishments with the skills and knowledge to support inclusivity. So our influence. Sorry, Kate.
No, it's all right. You're you sound a bit muffled to me, and I don't know if it's just me.
Okay, so I'll go through.
Yeah, it's a bit dialect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can you hear me clearly now?
No, I can't.
Kate, I don't know. You've got the PowerPoint there. If I'm not clear on the last couple of slides.
Yeah.
You want to just read?
Yeah, absolutely. If you
That would
just,
be lovely. Thank you.
yeah, you pop yourself on mute and it might clear it. Okay, so what we've done is Sonia has very much led this pioneering inclusivity for our qualifications for all. So we've endeavoured and have succeeded to be the first awarding organisation to make their qualifications reflect all skin and hair types, as well as supporting educators and learning establishments with the skills and knowledge to do so. And those images that you've got there, those are the images directly from the videos, just so that you can see what types of CPD is available in there as well. So our influence and reach. We're working towards promoting cultural awareness, promoting inclusivity and representation, which we know was really important, but our conversations today have further sort of established that. Clarify misconceptions and prevent any common mistakes that people might make when treating this skin and hair type. Learners will also have the opportunity to learn about all skin and hair types. And one of the videos within the Black Skin CPD suite is actually about the science behind black skin as well. And the videos are all they're generally from 6 to 12 minutes long, so it's not super in depth, but it's detailed enough to actually just get that understanding and associate it with what you know already. And like we were saying earlier, the input from York College, you can do all of these things, you can have the resources, you can talk to the students about it, you can teach the students about it, but sometimes you just need that little bit extra. So this video will really support centres with learning more about the differences in those skin types. Educators will gain the confidence to teach learners about afro-textured hair and black skin, and to offer treatment specifically tailored to black skin and hair. So if you aren't feeling super confident with including this in your curriculum, you can use the videos. That's what they're going to be there for. We're hoping to broaden skill sets and will improve the employability for learners to provide a wider range of job opportunities within the industry. And then we've just got a quote from Alan here. And as Sonia said at the beginning, Alan Woods, our chief executive, was the one that basically said to Sonia, go for it, we need to do something. Meeting the needs of our learners has always been at the forefront of what we do at VTCT Skills, and we have realised that there was more that needed to be done to improve the understanding of black hair and skin. It was important to us that this became a core component of the qualifications we offer. We are proud to be making a difference and have laid out our own strategy for change within our equality, diversity and inclusion roadmap. So, has anyone got any questions? Sonia, hopefully your microphone will be all right.
Can you hear me now?
Sonia, we have a question in from Gina Collins. Do you have skin diseases and disorders visuals for Fitzpatrick 4 to 6?
Yes, we have. We have a video totally on skin conditions. That video just showed great injury and also has treat that skin as well. If you have a skin with that skin condition disorder, products to use as well.
Thank you, Sonia. I don't know if you heard that, because I know at my end it was very darky. The answer to that was yes, we do within these videos. Any other questions? Oh, where can you find the videos?
I can answer that one if you like, with Sonia's microphone being a bit funny at the minute. So the videos are currently going through their final checks, and let me just turn my camera back on. They're going through their final checks. We have been scrutinising them because we want them to be perfect before we share them with you. They are nearly there. We hope to launch them within the next couple of weeks, but like I said, we're not releasing them until they're exactly what we want. They will be in a secure area on our website because they are free of charge to VTCT centres only. So we can't put them on the general website. What you will do is you will complete an online form and you will then be sent a link that will then take you to the videos. You will get a certificate at the end as well. So it is proper CPD. You're going to complete the videos and you're going to have something to show for it at the end. They're so informative. They're suitable for you. They're suitable for students. Use them as part of your lesson. Incorporate them wherever you can, and just real recognition of your hard work, Sonia, on this, because they are fantastic. They are leading the way in our EDI strategy.
I think, Kate, for myself, it's kind of like a learned experience as well, and a lived experience. As I said, it's well overdue, and I'm so thrilled that we're launching these YouTube videos and making these videos available to all our centres so that they can embrace and treat black skin and have the knowledge.
Sonia, I'm so sorry, but again, you're really crackling up. Logging off and logging on again.
All right, let me log off and come back in. Bear with me a moment.
Another question that's come through from Deborah Hewitt is, are the hairdressing ones out yet? And the answer to that is yes. Kate, you're on mute.
Thank you. I turned it off thinking it might be my microphone interfering with Sonia's. The hairdressing videos were out, but there was a charge associated with them. So I think they were up for £35 each. But what we've actually done is we've taken them back down for them to be rebranded, and we've removed that charge as well. So this whole suite of CPD will be totally free to VTCT centres. So what we are going to do is, as soon as they're ready, you will receive an email from our marketing team that lets you know that they're up, they're ready to go, and you will be able to access them.
Thank you. Any other
Have we
questions?
got- Yeah.
Well, I think unless anybody else has got any questions, if you want to put them in the chat room, then please do. I think we're just about there, and we'll just wait for Sonia to see if she can come back in.
Ian, Carol, can you hear me?
Slides.
Can you hear me, Carol?
Yes.
Is that better? Is that
That's
better? Yeah.
Much better, Sonia, thank you.
Brilliant.
So we've
Brilliant.
got a few more slides, and as I say, thank you very much, Sonia, for going through all that with us. That's brilliant.
Has anyone got any other questions for Sonia now that her microphone is working? Because if you do, you can just unmute and ask her if you like. Hopefully you're all very, very excited. Okay. We'll come back to the chat before the end, just in case we have we've missed anything. So, Nikki, would you like to just talk a bit about our next session?
I will. Thank you very much. So our next meeting is Thursday, the 12th of December, again, 10 a.m. online, and we are looking at competitions. So how can we enrich the curriculum with competition? So we have some brilliant guest speakers from across all of the competitions, AHT, Welsh skills and UK skills. So that's really exciting. And hopefully we have a cheeky little winner that is going to come on and do some Q&A, which will be great. So yeah, this could be great for learners as well, because obviously coming up to that competition season. I know that Welsh Skills opens the end of this month and closes the 6th of December. So I know that this one is a little bit after that, but you know, those competitions start in the new year. So we just felt that this was perhaps the right time to be doing something around competitions.
Absolutely, thank you. That would be brilliant. And just keep an eye on our events page as we start to populate them with all of the meetings in advance. What you will get after this session today, obviously, because we said at the beginning, we're really keen to make this about you and what you would like from the Beauty Collective. So you will be getting a survey sent to you. So please, I know you're all really busy, but please, if you could just take a couple of minutes to complete that for us. We want to know content, how you want it to run, but we're also interested in days of the week, dates, times, like when will this work best for you? So please give us some feedback, because we really want to shape it around you. And thank you all so much for joining us today. I think we've got a couple more questions.
I was just going to say, we've got a question in which, so can we invite others to attend that would find it useful? Absolutely. Please just get them to register through the link. Mia, really enjoyed it. Thank you. How long is the CPD course?
It's roughly, we haven't quite added everything up, but it will be around 2 hours CPD. There are about 8 videos in total. And as I said, these videos include introduction to black skin, skin conditions, disorders, male grooming, different context of makeup as well. And as I said, we've got interview with education and industry experts as well. So probably around 2 hours. Yeah.
Thank you, Sonia. Any other questions? I can't see any. There was one from Claire Partington earlier on. I'll be in contact with you regarding the IPL and Laser Collective, so thank you very much for volunteering for that. Anybody got any other questions?
I'm just checking through. I can't see any more that have come in.
I think we're all good.
Well, on behalf
Fantastic.
of the team here at VTCT Skills, can I just say thank you very much for attending today's Beauty Collective. We've enjoyed it and we hope you have. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sonia. Thank you, Zafina. Thank you, Norma. And thank you all for being here for our first session. And we hope to see you next month.
Thank you.
All.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.